Well, hey everybody, I want to welcome you to video 4. You've done a great job so far. And today's session is about your pitch, or how to best communicate your professional brand, your relevance, and your goals to the world. You have done the self-exploration and professional brand development in video 1 and 2, and identified the industries and positions that make the most sense for you in video 3. So now what? Now you're ready to create ways to effectively communicate all of that in a pitch. What is a pitch, which is sometimes called an elevator pitch? Well, a pitch is a quick introductory presentation of your best self that highlights what is unique about you, your experiences, adds your relevance to a position, and the results you hope to bring someday. Your pitch helps to communicate why you are the best person for a job with information to back up your reasons. It is a short, concise, and specific communication tool. It also lets the listener know what you want, like the specific job you want, where you want to be hired, and answers all the questions that an interviewer might have about you as a person. You will use this pitch throughout your search when interacting with networking connections and hiring contacts, and even friends and family to some degree. So we will refine your pitch together in a coaching session, so you don't have to worry if it's not perfect at first. We will practice and practice some more, and even practice more after that. I hope you share it with your friends and your family and with others with whom you network, so you can receive feedback to make it even better. A pitch is your best chance to get the listener's attention, and it will set the tone for how they view the rest of what you have to tell them. That's why it's so important. If you're looking for a new job, your professional pitch is a big part of how you respond when others ask that question, "Tell me about yourself." This could occur in the context of a phone conversation with a recruiter or in an in-person interview when you first sit down to talk. If you're at a networking event, your elevator pitch or professional pitch will be the information you share when somebody asks what type of work you want to do and what type of help you need. Now we know why a professional pitch is so important. So I'm going to break it down for you now, and then you can create your own first draft. You'll be able to create your own first draft in the workbook. And if your brand message isn't in front of you, go get a copy now. If you're looking for a new job, your professional pitch is a big part of how you respond when others ask, "Tell me about yourself." This could occur in the context of a phone conversation with a recruiter or in an in-person interview when you first sit down to talk. If you're at a networking event, your elevator or professional pitch will be the information you share when somebody asks what type of work you do and what type of help you need. But how you really leave an impression on someone comes from the second part of your pitch, what you hope to do for someone else or for the organization where you hope to make an impact and lend your best talents, personality, and hard work to the organization's mission. I know that's a lot, but once we get the hang of this, it will become like a good habit. Also, I'm here to help. Let me explain even further. Remember Simon Sinek and his ideas about your what, your how, and your why? And if you haven't, or you can't remember for some reason, why don't you go and review that video now? So you're a combination of your what, how, and why. And this is where your pitch starts. It's when you get to tell someone about you, what you're about, and what's important to you. The second part of your pitch is what your listener is really most interested in when they are meeting with you. In an information interview, the other person is there to share insights, experiences, and expertise, and potentially expand their network and influence. And you're actually able to help them do that. For a job interview, it is what you can do for them and their company. Very important, extremely relevant. For example, in an information interview, you can share the skills, competencies, and accomplishments you have that are relevant to the companies or industries you want to learn about. And your goal is always to meet more people who can help you reach your career aspirations and to ask how you might be able to help them someday. Makes sense? And for a job interview, you want to show the skills, accomplishments, and competencies that are relevant to the position and the organization. In other words, why you are a great fit for the company. Getting hired is the goal for a job interview. This is my brand message and how I like to introduce myself and my work. I haven't added the pitch part yet. Pause the video now and read through it. See what you think. Okay, next step. Now we need to bring an extra emphasis to something our listener wants to learn more about. In this part of your pitch, the focus is on the other person, not on you. You already told them what you do in general with your brand message. Now tell them why they should care about having this conversation with you. You're going to ask them about their industry or journey to their current position and insights they have gained in the field. For a job interview, you can respond with something you have accomplished recently that is relevant to them and their expertise, their role, or their industry. People love talking about themselves. Here's my example. Pause the video now and read through it. Now they know your expertise, and assuming it's relevant to them, you've caught their attention and opened up the conversation even more. This step is so important. You describe why you and your skills are relevant. In other words, what you want to be known for, and then you tailor your answer to emphasize those strengths so you don't lose their interest in you. All of this has to be relevant. For job interviews, if you're applying to be a supervisor, talk about how you're a good manager, or how you take the lead on projects and inspire others to collaborate. I can't emphasize this enough. It's all about deciding what you want your audience to remember about you. People love to talk about themselves, and you will help them feel valued and appreciated when you respond to them with something relevant to their experiences or their role or job you are there to fill. Projects can emphasize what you are known for, like leadership abilities or how you use specific skills related to the conversation and the role they need you to fill. For an information interview, if you don't have anything relevant to share about your experiences or an accomplishment, that's okay. You can respond to their stories and insights with how much that has helped you understand the field or the industry. You can always let them know something specific you learned from them or what you like to be known for when you're out in the world. Limit it to one or two things to keep the conversation moving. Here's the template I want you to try. There's room in your workbook to make your own notes for why they should care. Notice I put my example with my strengths. Essentially, you must be willing to connect on a different, more personal level with the person you're meeting. This helps build trust. And this isn't complicated. Keep it simple with your strengths and skills or a special project. Or maybe your superpower and an example of an accomplishment using that superpower, like we've talked about in our coaching sessions. Pause the video now and review this slide a little further. Now you try. You may have to look back at your previous workbook pages to see your skills and words that you like to use to describe your strengths. Pause the video now. Now, the next step. What do you want from this interaction, this conversation? This is when we conclude our pitch, and this is your chance to be upfront and tell them your goal and objective. You need something to happen because of this conversation, and you need to tell them specifically what it is you want. Here's an example from my final pitch, which now includes what I'm seeking. I'm considering a new approach to growing my program, recruiting new clients from boot camps. I want to learn about the boot camp environment and your role. Also, I would like to meet recent boot camp graduates and recent college graduates to help me expand my work. Do you know other people who can help me? Like with your Why Should I Care section, there's a template in your workbooks. You can create a draft by filling in the blanks. In our example, we have this for you to fill in the blanks. I'm considering changing jobs to this industry this year, and I want to learn about the work environment and your role. Also, I would like to meet these kinds of people, so fill in the blank there, to help me with my search. Do you know anyone else who can help me? Or, I'm considering my first job out of college in this industry, and I want to learn about the work environment, your role, and other people's career journeys. Also, I would like to tell them these type of people you want to meet to help me with my search. Do you know anyone else who can help me? It's just a little bit of fill in the blank. Later, you may need to provide some guidelines as to the specific areas you are exploring. If your focus is too broad and unfocused, contacts are less likely to help you connect with others. They might also ask why you're considering a job change. Make sure you can explain why you want to change. Either way, you've opened up multiple ways for them to expand the conversation. Okay, stop the video now and go to your workbook and give it a try. For job interviews, you can end your professional pitch with something like this. I have left space in your workbooks for you to imagine you're having a conversation with someone who can hire you for one of your dream jobs and dream companies. Again, on this slide is my complete pitch as an example. Pause the video now and give it a try. You've done the hard part for this lesson, and we'll refine your pitch together in our next coaching session. Now, what to avoid while you are making your fabulous professional pitch. So you'll have about 60 seconds to deliver your critical information to the listener, but avoid speaking too fast. I know that's tough to balance. You can help yourself by practicing your pitch and keeping it simple and short. You want your pitch to be easy to understand by any audience. That means avoid using words that will confuse the average person, like lingo from the field. The last thing you want is for the person listening to you to get lost. Remember, think about it like a commercial and know your audience. Next, keep your pitch clear and focused. This isn't a general conversation and you're not discussing sports or the weather. Make sure it flows well and that there aren't any spots that feel rough or awkward. First, write down your pitch, read it over, have your friends and family read it. Does it make sense to them? Then practice it. Practice it again. Keep practicing it until it becomes easy and you can do it anytime. How about some tips for when you attend events? Of course, a pre-scheduled interview is a bit easier to prepare for than a general networking event. But let's say you're looking for a new role and you're attending a networking event. It helps to scope out the companies attending the event. It's worth a Google to see if they have any relevant job openings. You can tailor your pitch before you walk up to a representative to introduce yourself, for example. Sometimes you can obtain a list of expected attendees before the event. You can do this ahead of time and target contacts which are relevant to your search. It can also be helpful to let the other person speak first in case they provide any relevant information you can use for your pitch to them. This will give you a chance to tailor your pitch. For information interviews, your what should be relevant, if possible, to the direction or directions you're looking to explore. Preparing for any interaction around your job search is always a great idea. So for homework in this lesson, make an appointment with me after you've created your pitch, or if you need help creating it. Keep working on that pitch and then practice some more. Create pitches for different scenarios. You never know when you'll have an opportunity to tell someone about yourself and your search. All right, I look forward to seeing you.